If you guys need any cards, packs, sleeves, anything of that nature, shop on TCG Player using my affiliate link in the description.
What's good, YouTube? Today we're going to be doing one of my rare IRL deck profiles. Going to be looking at the Spacian Dark Creator deck that I've been playing lately a lot on the channel. A lot of people have been asking about it and enjoying the content, so I figured it'd be worth featuring it real quick here today. So a little bit of background. I initially topped with Spacians last year, actually. The version I topped with was the Diva Hero version, and it received some valid criticism that build kind of didn't maximize the utility of the Spacian engine. It was kind of just maybe better than some of the other wackier Spacian builds. They're on Dark Simorg and Debris Dragon, Pot of Avarice, the more standard build, but probably worse than other Miracle Fusion decks. And then about a month ago, I ran into this replay where a guy was playing a quick draw Dark Creator Spacian pile. So I tested out that version. Didn't really like that version. It kind of just felt like a sort of high roll thing with not a lot of defense, playing no trap cards and instantly losing to stuff like DDB and Fossil Dyna and whatnot. But I did like the Dark Creator thing. I definitely liked the Dark Creator thing. I felt like it was a good payoff for the Spacian engine in place of something like a Dark Simorg, where it's Creator's an actual threat that's really good. Yeah, it's a threat that's actually strong in and of itself, and it actually has unique synergy with the Spacian engine, because the Spacian engine, if it's good at anything, it's good at just filling the graveyard with darks really fast. So it definitely enables Dark Creator in a lot of ways. So basically what I did was I ended up taking the Dark Creator and just putting it in my junk Synchron sort of Spacian good stuff pile, which was a different build that I had. And the result was the list that you see here today. So we're going to be going over it. So let's get into it, starting off with the big boss monster, of course, Dark Creator itself. So this card really is kind of the missing piece, I think, from the Spacian deck. I think Dark Creator may just be a really underrated boss monster, just in and of itself. I mean, 3k body, dropping itself for free, +1 every turn. Super strong. You could priority get a plus. It's sort of like a red med, actually, if you think about it. It's kind of like a more generic red med. That's just this big body that specials something from grave every turn. Yeah, it's maybe not as free, but it's more generic. It's not as big, but the payoff is definitely there. It's definitely way better of a boss monster than Dark Simorg or whatever people used to play in these Spacian decks could possibly ever hope to be. We're just on 2. I think 2 is a good number. 3 feels just you're bricking on it too much. You don't really want to open it. You don't really have redundant copies, because the second one doesn't do anything, right? It's just you want one of this. It's the similar ratio of what people would play of Dark Simorg in a build like this. I think 2 off is pretty consensus correct for this kind of slot. So we're on double Dark Creator. It's the big innovation of this list, I guess. And then Dad, like I said, this deck's crazy, just putting darks in grave. I think this is one of the best Dark on Dragon decks in the entire format, up there with Vayu Turbo. You can set it up so fast, so easily, so quickly for free, and then you can also fix the grave later. If you have 5 darks, you just drop Creator, go down to 3 darks, summon it, and then Junk Synchron helps out with that, Chaos Zerk helps out with that. So yeah, there's just so many ways this deck enables Dad. Dad is the best card, and if you draw this, you win the duel. So yeah, absolutely have to have it. Sork, Spacian decks just in general, I think should always probably play Sork. They're one of the best ways to enable Sork. Sork's still a really good card in this format, but not a lot of decks actually play it, 'cause not a lot of decks actually can enable the Sork, but Spacians definitely can, so you should play the Sork. And then we got Gors, Trag, the last big dark monsters. I mean, they're just good cards. What can you really say? I play them in everything. Now we kind of get into the starters of the deck, I guess you could call them. The deck plays a pseudo turbo play style, almost. It's a very aggressive mid-range strategy, I guess you could call it. It's hard to really say, but we do play a few starters in the form of first triple Raikou, It's a level 2 for Junk Synchron. It mills to set up your grave for Dark Creator. If you happen to mill a Cross Porter, you get a Search, which is very nice. It's a light for Sork. So it does fulfill a lot of roles. Plus, it can just like out annoying things. Like the other build just did not have like any kind of out for Floodgates or whatever. Whereas Raikou, it can deal with like Vanity's Fiend or whatever. So that's definitely useful post board. And then triple Armageddon Knight. The other like really important starter, it's basically just a Stratos if you send Cross Porter, plus it's a way to get multiple darks in the graveyard. So very nice to have this. You definitely just like want to open this card like every game if you can. So the card you send, of course, Cross Porter. Cross Porter just lets you add a new Spacian when it's sent to grave. And then also we play Plague Spreader. I couldn't find room for Necro Garden, unfortunately. And it was between Plague and Garden, and I think Plague pretty much had to be it. Plague, of course, gives you access to other synchro plays. It's just really good. You can use it to stack back a Porter if you drew it as well. You don't really want to draw a Porter. But I think Plague kind of just has to be in this spot. It's just better than playing Necro Gardener. And it's another way to abuse Brain Mind as well, which we play because we play the Junk Synchrons. And it's another level 2 for Junk Synchron, technically, as well. So Plague just does a lot of stuff. Now we get the Spacians. These are what we actually mainly used to search off the Cross Porter, send off Convert Contact. So we play 2 Dark Panther, we play 1 Grand Mole, we play 1 Glomoss, we play 1 Aqua Dolphin. So the double Panther just means you can Convert Contact, send 2 Darks, very nice. Grand Mole, obviously a really good one. Dolphin, searchable off Rhoda, and then also has a like situational effect. Dolphin and Panther can situationally be good for sure. The hand rip with Dolphin is actually surprisingly good, I think. And then Panther can come up. I think Dolphin actually probably comes up more than Panther. Panther is mostly just here to give you multiple darks, and Glomoss just straight up sucks. Not going to sugarcoat that one. But yeah, those are the 5 Spacians that we play. This build's on 5 Spacians. I think we're more sort of all in on this Spacian strategy, whereas the Diva Hero version was only playing 4. And then the last, but certainly not the least, we have Junk Synchron. This card, so important, I think, for the Dark Creator strategy. Definitely glad that I am on 3 of this. It does so many things. Like you revive, you should just always have it set up after turn 1. You should always send Porter on turn 1 somehow, pretty much, or have a set Raikou or whatever. So it should always be set up, and then it's just like, in terms of manipulating your grave for darks, it's amazing because it can like bring a dark out of your graveyard, and also him himself is a dark that he can just put in your graveyard, and then he can just make another dark, like a Catastor or a Junk Warrior, and just put that into play. And then like you can do plays beyond level 5 plays. Yes, it is sort of like a pseudo diva that just makes the 5s, but then, you know, if you have Brain Mind, if you have Dark Creator, if you have Tragodia or whatever, or if you have a monster left over on the field, because sometimes people won't kill your stuff because they're afraid of Dark Creator coming down, you can just use Junk Synchron to make a bunch of different levels. So it gives you access to a lot of different synchro plays, and it is a dark monster, and it lets you make more dark monsters, so very, very important part of the deck there. Next, we've got triple Convert Contact. Of course, it's a Spacian deck with kind of maxing out all the Spacian stuff, so absolutely have to play 3 of this. So important for like just setting up your grave, turboing through your deck, all that. Allure, I mean, we play a ton of darks. It's a really good draw card. Then Rhoda, I said this is like one of the best Dark Iron Dragon decks. It's also like one of the best Rhoda decks, because Rhoda just does so many things. Like you can get Dolphin to Convert Contact, or to use Dolphin effects if that happens to come up. You can get Junk Synchron to make a synchro play. You can get Armageddon Knight to like do your opening move with the send across Porter, just like pseudo Stratos. So Rhoda gives you a lot of options in here, very good. And Foolish, yeah, every time I cut this, I definitely missed it. It's just really like important for your turn 1 consistency, being able to send Porter off of this. So you kind of have to play it. It's just like a good way to set things up, generally. So then Brain, Mind, Heavy, MST. We play Mindcon because we play a ton of tuners. 3 Junk Synchrons with the Rhoda to search it, plus the Plague Spreader technically. So I think Mindcon's definitely warranted. Plus we also play Raikou, so if you happen to steal a hamster with it, you can just search Raikou out. Now onto the traps. We're a little bit light on defense. Like I said, it's a pseudo turbo kind of deck. I do maybe wish I could play like 1 more defensive card, but this is all we really have room for. The list is super tight. So we play the good ones, we play the bottomlesses, and then we play a compulsory. I'm pretty much playing like 1 compulse and everything these days. Call the Hunt is not really that good in here, unfortunately, so we're not playing that card. Now let's move on to the extra deck in the side. So I guess extra deck first. We play Fortress Dragon. I am siding Sidra. I think there's a reasonable argument to be made that you could not side Sidra if you wanted, but the card's good at gatekeeping like Glads and stuff, so I decided to put it in there. You all know about my legendary hatred for Glads. Then Mistworm, got to play it. We play these 4 level 8s. No RDA. I think RDA comes up infinitely less than Thought Ruler, so cuts had to be made, unfortunately, because there's a lot of things you can make in here. We play all the 7s, AFD, Black Rose, Urbellum. We play the 2 good 6s. We play these 3 5s. Definitely need all 3 of these for sure because of the triple junk Synchron. And then we play Armory Arm because it's Armory Arm, so yeah. And then finally we can get onto the side deck. As I mentioned, we play the Cyber Dragons. You don't have to play these, but I do. DD Crows, you do have to play these. They're really good because they're a dark that you can just pitch. So yeah, pretty neat. Triple Electric Virus, hate dragon players. All our deck are dark monsters. I think this card's actually kind of underrated. Dragons are seeing more and more representation. If you want to play like 2 Electric Virus just like randomly in all your side decks, you could probably get away with it and it wouldn't be a big deal. And then we have this. I kind of just play these in every side, honestly. Same deal, Dust Tornado. DDV. DDV's amazing. I need to play more jank decks that support DDV. Between this and Reptilian, it just feels so like unfair being able to resolve this card. And then we got some Pulling the Rugs. If you want, you could put Mask of Restrict in that spot. I think it'd probably be fine, depending on how much you hate Frog players. But yeah, just Rugs pretty generically good side deck card. I mean, the side is like, you know, you could adjust things however you want. Definitely you should play DDV. That's the main takeaway there. But yeah, that was the list. I've really been enjoying this Dark Creator Neo-Spacian deck. It's been playing super well. Definitely been testing well, so I definitely think it's probably my preferred way to play the Neo-Spacian deck at this point. The quick draw version was cool. I do not think that it is advisable to play that build. I think that build just loses really hard to a lot of stuff, just kind of inherently by design. So I definitely prefer this version a lot. Anyway, that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought in the comments section. Let me know any questions that you might have about the build, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Furthermore, if you enjoy my content, you should think about becoming a channel member. You get access to tons of bonus content, and it's a great way to help support the channel.